got to watch the company you keep, because we are guilty by association, and our family's going to be associated with us that believe, and they don't believe. So what's going to happen to them?
I was gonna say, and that's why, like, the Spirit has it. You know, the apostles, bringing out the point of how when we deal with people, but so-called believers, if they believe, we can't be so quick to accept them because they say they believe. Right? They got to be vetted.
Yep.
You got to, like the scriptures say, if you're gonna get a friend, you got to prove them first and not be hasty to credit them, because you never know people's ulterior motives. You never know, their intents. That they could be an enemy all along. They could be a spy. They could be anybody. And that's the issue with these other groups. That think it's all about numbers, and we gotta draw crowds,
quantity and shit.
They want to do everything and get quantity instead of quality.
Yep.
No, the circle is a body of precious men. These men are they were selected before the foundation of the world. So those men, the Lord already he crafted them to be what they are, man.
To be how they're supposed to be also.
And he's bringing them together. He's not bringing because you bring any old person in, you're gonna contaminate the rest.
Yeah. Apple can
spoil the whole bunch.
A little leaven.
A little leaveneth the whole lump. Hey, when Paul was sending all those different letters to the churches, he was calling out all the discrepancies and all the different things that was happening, and that was to weed out all the dudes who are not right in the church. One dude committed adultery with his father's wife, and he had to basically let the whole church know that this is unacceptable. I gave him over to Satan. And if you have anybody that's called a brother, but if he's a fornicator, he's a extortioner, he's a drunkard, he's this and that, have no company with him. Don't have no dealings with him. He's not a brother.
I was just gonna say, because if you look at those qualities or those acts, those prove that you're not a brother.
Exactly.
We don't need anybody in the ministry now. If you got personal issues you're working out, that could be worked with.
Right.
But if you doing things that's just against the body and the church itself, you can't have them type of people around.
Somebody that's disorderly, unruly, that spirit can't be in the midst, man. We have to be in the unity of the faith and the spirit, man.
You have to be spiritually mature to be on a level. Like the brother said, you can't just bring in anyone. You have to, like the brother said, you have to vet these brothers, see if they're spiritually mature enough to handle this. Because you bring anybody in, a lot of shit can come out that you didn't know, but it's too late. You didn't let this person in, and he's giving the truth a bad look, a black eye. And making the truth. What does it say? Don't do anything to
let the ministry be
not blamed.
Yeah.
Right. I had that if you wanted it.
Hold that. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I was just going to add, the scriptures say walk in wisdom towards them that are without. And that's referring to everybody outside of this circle, in this truth. Right. And it's inevitable that we have to deal with them, but like the brothers is going into, you have to have a certain level of discernment when you deal with them.
Right. And even someone that's in the truth, but not in your personal camp, so to speak. You got to know how to, I'm talking about schools of understanding. Great Millstone, most brothers in Great Millstone are good, but the apostles will be the first to tell you, not everybody in Great Millstone is the elect, so let's not act like that we can't vet each other that way as well. Okay, so everybody's got to keep a sincere eye looking at everybody, and everything's on the up and up. Great. When it's not, we try to rectify it. If the brother don't want to rectify it, we got to deal accordingly. But let's bring that out right there. Timothy, let me see what 2:1 says. I know 2 is the one. Start at 1.
It says 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Yahushua HaMashiach, and the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses.
Yep.
The same commit thou to faithful men.
To faithful men. That's a criteria. To faithful men. Continue.
Who shall be able to teach others also.
who should be able to pick up the gospel of this thing and teach others also. But what's the first teacher? The example that you set for yourself. That's where that grace comes in, because you're a walking, living example, and they should be walking with their conduct in order as well. You know, at a glance, they should be moving the same, similar way that you're moving. Okay, now there's levels to this, but it shouldn't be nothing way off like extortion or adultery and none of that type of stuff going on. Okay, you should be able to see that brothers are doing the right thing in general. Okay, without going deep into that man's personal affairs. All right, that's for his own personal situation, which Paul goes into after that. But we don't want that. Now go to that other one, and Peter. Spirit had me call this one out.
2 Peter chapter 2 and
First one.
we start at the top. It says, "But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you,
Yep.
who privately shall bring in damnable heresies."
And that's a good way to point out who those are. When you start getting into what's really important, which are these scriptures and the understanding thereof, that's when you start seeing who ain't where they should be, who ain't in the right lot, who's in here to do the right work of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, who's in here to help sift for Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Okay? Now, you don't want somebody that's meant to get this to be sifted. You don't want them to go through extra hell. I mean, they're going to make it if they're of the elect, but you don't want them to have to go through extra shit because, you know, because we let in a damn false teacher. Now the whole thing has a black eye and a worse situation. Though the scenario is written in there, because we're going to have to deal with this type of stuff. Okay,
It's happening now.
It's happening.
Dudes, you know, who you thought was all right, dudes who you thought, you know, was on fire or whatever, but then, you know, something happens, something goes wrong, and you know, they get found out, you know, and then guys will start bringing in issues that you would have thought, like, okay, how long have you been, you know, thinking this?
Right.
Then all of a sudden, you know, here it is, you know, is a new heresy. Oh, y'all going off about this. We're in the new covenant.
Right.
That's the latest heresy. We're in the new covenant. You know? So okay, if we're in the new covenant, why are we out here? Why are we still teaching?
Why do we sin?
Why are we still in sin? Why is there still death amongst Israel? Why aren't we back in the Holy Land?
Right. Where's your house shot?
Where's Yahweh? Then y'all talking about, you know, King David,
King David,
the whole controversy of King David, like y'all King David.
Yeah.
Okay, if you King David, so where's all 12 tribes gathering up under your teachings? Because the tabernacle of David consisted of all tribes. It wasn't just a camp full of hurt niggas.
Right.
Okay? So if you're King David, then that would show.
Yeah.
No, it's just that you dudes are just being, these are your little pet peeves,
Yep.
and you want to make manifest why you're offended.
Yep.
And you want to come with these heresies to hide behind as the real reason to why you left. No, you just got found out. You're not of the elect, and you got casted out. Like it says in 1 John, they went out from us because they were not of us.
That's right.
That's all that. That's all.
They had been up,
Yeah,
they wouldn't
that's
come
all
out.
that's being revealed is that you were never of this thing.
Yep.
I got a free.
Yep.
This is Romans chapter 9 and verse 6. Not as though the word of the Most High have taken no effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel.
Yeah, you can't, and that goes whether it's your family, whether it's believers. Not everybody's meant to be of the elect of Israel. Because there's two different types of Israel. There's the Israel of the people, and then there's the Israel of the Most High.
Right.
That was given to Yahweh Shai. Those are the elect. Two different class qualities of people, two different types of people. One that's meant to be destroyed, which is the majority, and then come back through the loins of the elect, and then they elect themselves. That will make it, whether through martyrdom or through being ascended up.
And the thing about it is Jake don't know the difference between us and them. And I was talking to my cousin. He said, "Oh, I seen y'all down at the Barclays." That ain't us. You know, but Jake doesn't know. Jake just go with Israelites, and it group us all together.
We all
And
together,
so if Jake do that, what do you think the devil's gonna do?
Right.
It's easy for this devil to put that out there.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
because
one
it's
of
already in Jake's mind.
Yep.
You know, because you have to explain to Jake, yo, we don't teach the same thing. You know,
Yep.
but all they can see is the surface level that we are Israelites.
That's right.
You know, it's a difference. You know, it's a difference in doctrine. It's a difference in, you know, just the way we conduct ourselves. It's a difference in spirit. You know, because we got the name. They can teach Israel, but if they're not teaching in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, it really don't hold any weight. It don't hold no power.
In sincerity and in
Sincerity,
truth,
yeah.
according to the actual word. Don't worry about that. We can come back to that another time. I'll drop it. You got it.
This is Ecclesiasticus Sirach 13, starting at verse 15. It says, every beast loveth his like,
Yep.
and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. What fellowship have the wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the godly.
And that's the big difference. If you jump over to, was that Sirach? You in Sirach
Yeah,
right
I'm in
now?
Sirach,
If you go to 12 real quick. It's like 12 and like 10. No, not the verse 12, it's chapter 12. But it basically is letting you know that not everybody, just because they're around you, the difference of kind, we're the spiritual kind. We're the righteous spiritual kind. Lord willing, of course, right? We're not trying to be worldly and physical and carnal like everybody else.
We're the prophetic kind.
The prophetic kind. Beautiful.
We're the faith-based kind.
Huh.
All right?
The verse I wanted was no
Yeah,
to
12 and 10.
Yep, right before that. A
Oh,
little bit before that.
do good to the godly man,
Yeah, give
do well to him that is lowly, but give
Matter
not
of
to
fact,
the
just
ungodly.
start at the top. Yeah, I think is that at the top? Yeah, start at the top, for sure.
All right, Ecclesiasticus Sirach 12 and 1. When thou wilt do good, know to whom thou doest it, so shalt thou be thanked for thy benefits.
Yeah, you got to make sure you know who you're really doing good to. And the best good you can do is to be able to share this truth with somebody. Okay, that's the biggest amount of good you can do for somebody. All right, but they have to be able to receive it. So that's why you have to know whom you're doing this work for, or doing it to.
Yeah, Yahweh Shai stressed that. He said if he sent them into the cities to preach the gospel and heal. And he said, but if they will not receive it, shake the dust and basically keep it moving.
And bid that house.
And don't bid them Godspeed.
Yep.
Don't salute them.
Casher, the pearl before swine.
Yeah, chestnut.
Give not which is holy to the dogs, neither cast you your pearl before swine. You know, so know who who you're sharing this with. Cause this ain't for everyone.
Hey, this can be. It's like handing $1 million. There's a lot of analogies you can use, but it's like giving something truly precious to somebody that can't control it. It's like giving a gun to a toddler. Yeah, they may be able to squeeze the trigger, but can they aim? Can they control it? Can they stash it? Can they know when and when not to? This is an important thing. I hate to use that as an analogy, but you got to understand this thing is a powerful weapon, so to speak. All right, you got it out.
Yeah. Latest example. Show you that IUIC, even though the Lord is using them, but what they think they're doing in the spirit really ain't.
In the right
It's not in the right spirit. They did all that support, just causing all that mayhem and turning up the block, stopping traffic, surrounding the Barclays Center, just so that they could support a dude who came out, ignored what they did, and dropped full support on the Muslims.
Shitted on like the
Just shitted on them. So they didn't even think it through.
No. They didn't know who they were doing.
You're doing good towards a dude who didn't really deserve that.
And he never fully embraced being an Israelite. He just said a few things, kind of hinted at it, but he didn't come out and say, "Yo, I'm an Israelite. I believe this," and he didn't even say that. That's what the scripture says.
The fucked up part is he didn't really say nothing. He just tweeted out a movie.
Right.
That was it.
When the reporter was telling them about it when they was outside, he didn't even acknowledge it.
No.
And IUIC, they jumped out the window head first to hop on that. But that shows you right there that they not in the right spirit. Trying to do everything for attention, man.
Attention and dollar sign.
Yeah, money and attention. That's all they concerned with, man.
Your
was it,
tires probably, you know you
The
make
term
27.9
superfluity.
million